Well, Saturday was definitely jam-packed with Wellesley sports, so let's get started. First, we go to Honeywell Field for some Raiders football. Though out of the playoffs, they would be at home ready to host the Quincy Presidents for the last game before Thanksgiving. This would officially be the last game at Honeywell for these 16 seniors, so it's a nice moment to recognize the outstanding achievements these athletes have accomplished in the last 4 years. Though these Raiders have struggled in their last 3 losses, let's not forget the 6 solid games before that. So looking to reignite that spark and find their offensive rhythm once again, we kick it off here for the South Section consolation game between the Raiders and Presidents. First quarter, Presidents get their drive going with a great quarterback run by Cody Desmond. Desmond is able to run away from pressure for the first down and more. Then around midfield, Javier Handsome Fields still on his feet. But Griffin Morgan with great defense here strips the ball away, and Gustin St. Four jumps on it, and it's Raiders ball. Sam McGee steps in as running back in place of an injured Miles Cole and already does a solid job here, getting a chunk of yardage on this run. But Wellesley's chance to take advantage of that Quincy turnover stalls. Raiders forced to punt get into formation, putting 3 players 5 yards in front of Jake Moen. But that formation gets in the way of Bobby Leinhart's snap. Moen tries but cannot collect the loose ball. Brian Rooney swallows it up for the Presidents as the first comes to a close. So a few plays later, early in this second, Quincy, continuing on the same drive, gets deeper in the red zone as Javier Handsome Fields steamrolls ahead till he's finally brought down. Very next down, running back Garrett Cronin is in motion and running in unblocked, easily reels in the touchdown grab from Cody Desmond. Cronin also is the kicker and misses the extra point, so for now, Quincy leads 6-0 here in the second. So with the Raiders receiving the ball after that Quincy score, Wellesley methodically goes down the field, and Sam McGee sparks this drive. Back-to-back runs by McGee both go for key first downs, as it looks like Raiders are finding a rhythm here. But at Quincy's 19-yard line, Wellesley is faced with a 4th down and 5 to go. So Jake Moen on a quarterback rollout to his left sees Brendan Dolan wide open crossing the middle of the end zone. But the throw lands well short and incomplete as Mike McNally comes in untouched on a blitz. Huge opportunity for Wellesley to take advantage of, but instead, Raiders come away disappointed. So after already blocking a field goal try by Quincy to keep it a 6-point deficit, Wellesley tries to find any motivation here. So on a 4th down at their own 29, Quincy, for reasons unknown, decide to go for it instead of wisely punting the ball away. Desmond's quarterback keeper looks very close to a 1st down, but the refs just look to the sideline marker and say it's a 1st down. Coach Jesse Davis rightfully is upset, says how about a measurement instead to make sure? And what do you know? It's short. Turnover on downs. The Raiders ball at the 29-yard line. This team was looking to steal that momentum away. This is the best chance they can get. But Wellesley goes nowhere, and Moen, under pressure, gets sacked. Now it's 4th down and 5. Going for it, Wellesley is called for a false start to back them up even more, and have no choice but to punt it away. So this frustrating game continues here for Raiders, as these mental mistakes are yet again becoming their worst enemy. And Wellesley cannot break the shutout here. In the closing seconds of the 4th, Raiders still somehow have a chance to win this game, as the score still remains 6-0. But Luke Sanabria is not able to hold on to the possible game-winning touchdown here, so it goes down as a final in this low-scoring match. And the Quincy Presidents shut out Wellesley 6-0. Raiders fall to 6-4 on the season, but will no doubt have added motivation when the 128th Thanksgiving game against their rivals, the Needham Rockets, will play out at Fenway Park. So we head out to Northborough, where the Central West Sectional Finals will be played out here at Algonquin High School. Unbeaten Concord Carlisle versus the number 2 seed, Wellesley. Raiders have continued to put on the pressure here in the playoffs, being no match for their competition, fighting off Shrewsbury first and then easily sweeping their rivals Natick in the semifinals. The Patriots, meanwhile, have been their own volleyball powerhouse. But after being tested by Lincoln Sudbury, finally holding them off in 5 sets, Concord Carlisle will definitely have their hands full once again, as these number 2 seeded Raiders have come to play. Early on in the first, you can see the tone set already for this whole game, where every point would matter, as it's just back and forth between these 2 talented teams. As Steph Lucchini lays down the kill, Patriots rebound right back as Sophie Kaplan digs and sets up Samantha Hurd, and Hurd dumps the spike between everybody. 5-4 Wellesley. Falling behind 7-5 though, Wellesley strikes back as another Steph Lucchini spike puts Raiders back on top. And then Megan Kruger goes airborne on this one, brings down the kill with style. Then changes it up for the soft spike point, and the lead is now 2 for Wellesley, 11-9. Raiders go on a key run here, and as Megan Kruger lays down another great serve, Meg Davis can't counter back, and the ace goes Wellesley's way, forcing Concord Carlisle to take a timeout, now down 17-11. Sophie Kaplan sparks the Patriots though with some key serves that helps bring the points back in their favor. And suddenly, it's tied up again at 18-18. Patriots then momentarily retake the lead by 1 thanks to Gabby Koenig's ace. The Raiders go on a clutch 7-3 run with Steph Lucchini setting the way with a huge kill. And then standout sophomore Megan Kruger lays down the perfect spike once again, leaving Wellesley 1 point away from taking this opening match. 2 plays later, that is exactly what Raiders do here, as this set goes to the Raiders, 25-22. The next 2 matches would go to Concord Carlisle, but if you thought these first 3 sets were a battle, this 4th would be an extremely tight back-and-forth fight to the finish. With no team lead exceeding more than 4 points in this match, it really is anyone's set to win here, as Joanna Breeden-Stevens' spike here gives Wellesley a close 1-point deficit to face. Then another key double block, this time by Breeden-Stevens and Lindsay Canaday, denies a possible Gabby Koenig kill. We're locked in at 11-11 as the tension continues to build here. But Concord Carlisle starts to pull ahead deep in this set on a resounding Samantha Her kill, and Rex Honen's ace adds back-to-back Patriot points as they widen their lead now to 16-12. But Wellesley, continuing to show that team toughness, fights their way back into this again, and Patriots' lead is only 17-16. Liz Webb, solidifying her position as the top setter for this Wellesley team, keeps this great battle going, and that allows Megan Kruger to counter and on the back end of that rebound, bring it home for the clutch, game-tying spike. What a game. Minutes later, the next 2 kills go to the Raiders as Megan Kruger gives Wellesley a 22-19 advantage, forcing the Patriots to call a timeout. The Raiders are so close to tying up this contest, down 2-1. But coming out of that break, momentum unfortunately starts to switch over to Concord Carlisle, and slowly, the Patriots turn that into a 25-24 advantage. So 1 point is the difference here, and needing just 1 more to go Patriots' way, the Raiders, despite their best diving efforts here on this play, see the 26th and deciding point go to Concord Carlisle. Wellesley came so close and battled hard in every single set, but it would be the Patriots who barely escape with this 4th and final set. And the Central West sectional title, once again, goes to Concord Carlisle. At the beginning of this season, with a first-year head coach, you may not have known what this Raider team was made of. Going 19-3 and reaching their divisional finals, I think we now know. It's sad to see seniors like Steph Lucchini, Jess Sawyer, and Liz Webb realize this is the end of their high school career as a Raider. But with the solid leadership they leave behind, and the young talent that still remains, this team will be back. While we're on the subject of fantastic seasons, how about boys soccer? Saturday would be the Divisional I South Sectional Finals, but to get there, the Raiders first went 8-0-2 in their last 10 games. And then their toughest challenge? How about facing the defending state champs, the Needham Rockets, in the semifinals and shutting them out in a 1-0 upset? So looking to continue their exciting run, the next stop would be here at Anderson Field in Marshfield. Face the number 2 seed, Brockton. A huge test as these Boxers have plenty of offensive weapons. Without a doubt, it's a cold and windy night for soccer, and this weather will definitely take a toll on one of these teams, as the intense wind moves from left to right. Raiders, using that wind to their advantage here in the first half, get some great chances early on. On yet another free kick here in the first for Wellesley, it has the distance from Will Corkill, but a great diving stop by Luvi DePina denies it. On this breakaway, Brockton has a chance. They take it. Camden Fredericks chases down the pass in the race to the net. Frederick takes his own rebound and punches in the unassisted score. The Boxers take the lead 1-0. Despite these missed opportunities, Wellesley's Jeff Gilbert is solid in net for this first, as the score could have easily been 3-0 Brockton or even more. So now going into halftime, still only down 1-0, is huge for the Raiders, as it still can be anyone's game here. So the first opening minutes of this second, Wellesley gets their best shot on this corner as the rebound clears out to Eric Pracken. Pracken's try, though, hits the back of Jason Sakira instead, and Eric Pracken is clearly disappointed, as that could have been the equalizer right there. Almost halfway through this final period, still 1-0 Brockton edge, until Maldini Vera de Fonseca makes it first to a mishandled Raider restart kick, maintains possession and feeds it perfectly to Cristiano Martins. And Martins drains it into an open net, 2-0 Boxers. And that goal is a game changer here, hurting Wellesley the most as this deficit just got bigger. Only 3 minutes later, and that momentum would stay on Brockton's side the rest of the way, as this once close game suddenly comes crashing down on Wellesley when Camden Frederick scores his second goal of the game, and then John Santos drives in the fourth and final goal for Brockton here. And that 4-goal advantage officially looks to end Wellesley's season just like that. Wellesley could not fight through Brockton's defense and the nasty wind that hit them head on in this deciding second half. And the Raiders, though clearly disappointed that their season finally comes to a close here, can be so proud about what they accomplished as a team this year. There may have been some doubters at the beginning of this season who maybe didn't give enough credit to this young team, but making a solid playoff run, the farthest they have ever been in decades, truly makes this a season no one on this team will forget. Though many valuable seniors played their last game ever on this cold night, somehow you just know the freshmen and sophomores who remain will yet again be ready to prove people wrong. Final here, Brockton 4, Wellesley nothing. Well, that officially wraps up the MIAA playoffs. What a great run for Wellesley sports. If you missed any games or highlights, make sure to follow Wellesley Public Media for all the Raiders coverage you need. Check us out on demand at wellesleymedia.org, our YouTube channel at Wellesley Public Media, right here on Comcast 9 and Verizon 39.